sled that each vehicle will hook up to, set at a starting weight of 40,000 static pounds. The objective in this sport to pull that 40,000-pound mountain of metal as far as possible on a 135-foot distance track. And remember, anybody that makes it past that 135-foot distance is awarded a full pull in the #1 spot. Here's the tough cookie Chevrolet S10 of Wayne Sullivan from Kentucky. Sullivan finally digs in within inches of the finish line. We'll have to wait for the numbers on this one. It is ridiculously close. And here's the measurement. 134 feet 10 inches on a 135-foot track. 2 inches short of a full pull on the very first run down the course. The next machine backing up to the starting line area. Jeff McPherson out of Circleville, Ohio, the son of longtime campaigner Dick McPherson, with his Bean Bandit 1990 Ford Ranger. The McPherson family has been involved in U.S. Hobbit Association pulling competition since the original Circuit of Champions was incepted back in 1974. Now with the second-generation driver behind the wheel, the ground crew connects the high tensile strength steel chain that will connect the vehicle with the sled. Now he's hooking up the kill switch, which in fact, as an extra margin of safety, will shut down all electrical functions on the vehicle if indeed it should become separated from the sled. The young McPherson entry. RPM's up, takes the green light of the green flag, and eases 40,000 pounds off the line. Wheels up the way the two-wheel drive machine should be, just grazing the ground, but McPherson digs in about 5 feet shy of the finish line. As soon as that weight transfer box reaches its apex at the front of the sled, that 40,000 pounds feels like about 120,000 pounds to the machine, and it starts spinning the tires 130 feet, 2 inches the distance for Jeff McPherson. Here is the first of 2 entries that are by far campaigned by the strongest driver in this category. This is Wayne Roush, the school teacher turned puller that Chris Chapman told you about earlier, from Dublin, Ohio. The little red truck is a Dodge Ram pickup utilizing a supercharged, fuel-injected JP1 aluminum Chrysler Hemi engine designed and created by Joe Paisano in Southern California. Roush, never one to look like a professional puller, stares intently down the track, waiting for the flagman to give him the green flag that the track is clear, and he'll begin the pull. RPM's up, and now 2,000 horsepower is unleashed. But the front end starts bouncing, and an incredible upset in this sport. Roush gets stuck at the 120-foot 5-inch marker. The #1 spot, still 134 feet 10 inches by Wayne Sullivan's Tough Cookie Chevy. And here's another gorgeous S10, the heartbreaker of GRADY BARR from Baltimore, Maryland. This machine could win any custom car and truck show in the country. Another machine utilizing the JP1 aluminum Chrysler Hemi. BARR's entry may wear Chevrolet skin, but that's all Mopar beating underneath the hood. Hooked and ready. Now with the track clear, the starter will throw the green flag reflected on the green light coming on top of the weight transfer machine. Here goes the heartbreaker. A great pull, wheels up, but he digs in short of the finish again. 129 feet, 8½ inches, within 6 feet of a full pull. But right now we'll settle for the #2 spot. The Pennsylvania driver unhooks and takes the heartbreaker back to the sidelines. You'll notice these machines bear a striking resemblance to drag racing vehicles, not only in their equipment, but also in the driver's safety apparel. These guys are fully dressed for battle nowadays. A Nomex sock over the head, a 7-layer fire suit, fire boots, fire gloves, the helmet, and of course the mandatory roll cages and shoulder harnesses. Meanwhile, backing up to the starting line, the Good and Plenty entry. Butch LEPLEY out of Myersdale, Pennsylvania, another show-stopping entry. This one wearing 1990 Ford Ranger body panels. So far, the track has proven itself to be rather loose. In other words, the drivers appear to be easing that 40,000-pound weight off the starting line and then applying full throttle well down the racetrack. It's a touchy situation. Too much or too little throttle off the line. The wheels start coming up for Butch LEPLEY, but he will dig in short of the mark by inches. 133 feet, 10 inches. Unbelievable. 2 feet, 2 inches away from not only the #1 spot, but the first full pull of the event. So Wayne Sullivan's very first pull in the Tough Cookie S10 Chevy leads the field. You want to see a showstopper? Take a look at this incredible ride. A 1938 Chevrolet stake bed, literally all original, campaigned by Dave Shoemaker out of Stanley, New York. This has to be one of the most astounding visual pieces we've seen in many years on the U.S. Hobbit Association National Pulling Trail. In the two-wheel drive class, the teams are allowed to supercharge and use fuel injection on their engines. However, as is pretty obvious, you can see that power can only be directed to the two rear wheels. The original 38 Chevrolet hooks and gets ready. Tire spin for Shoemaker, but now the front end starts to come up. And bucking all over the track, the machine finally digs in at the 120-foot marker. 120 foot, 1 inch to be exact. But still, the crowd shows its approval for the immaculate 38 Chevrolet. Donnie Sullivan out of Warsaw, Kentucky, and the Mini Brute now backing up to the starting line. One thing you can't question is the astounding beauty of most of the machines in competition here at the Centrum. The 1990 Chevy S10, sponsored by the Sullivan family racing effort, moves up on the starting line and hooks. The green light comes on, and here's the Mini Brute's attempt to crack that 135-foot finish line with 40,000 pounds in tow. Straining against the ever-increasing weight, a tremendous pull for the Mini Brute. Maybe even with a little engine damage from the right bank of cylinders there as he shuts the engine down. Sullivan so close, yet so far. 131 feet, 10 inches within 4 feet of a full pull. But here comes a brand new piece of equipment that is sure to gain some interest from the fans. Randy Brown from Camden, North Carolina, and the brand new Bud Dry Sweet Thang #3. An extended wheelbase 1923 Ford Model T Roadster with the vast majority of the engine's bulk hanging way out near the front axle, trying to keep the nose at a level attitude during the pull down this 135-foot track. The ground crew connects the machine to the 40,000-pound weight transfer machine. Supercharged, fuel-injected Chevrolet power here in the 1923 Ford. Like he had hoped with the brand new machine. Unfortunately, the distance is far less than he was looking for. 120 feet, 2 1/2 inches. But with the exposed driver configuration, the fan gets double the show with this incredible new ride. Wayne Sullivan's Tough Cookie Chevy S10 is hanging on to the lead with a run 2 inches short of a full pull. But here's a guy that can unload some big numbers with a brand new piece of equipment. From Circleville, Ohio, a veteran of more than 15 years on the U.S. Hoffman Association pulling trail with his brand new drag racing influenced 1923 Ford T Roadster. This is Dick McPherson's new Missouri Raiders supercharged Chevy entry. An astounding piece of engineering in one of its first competitive outings. The front end starts to head for the moon, and that unloads the rear tires, and Dick McPherson surprisingly will dig in right at the 125-foot marker. 124.9 as a matter of fact, and even McPherson seems surprised at that one. So still, Wayne Sullivan's tough cookie Chevy S10 leads this two-wheel drive competition, but we still have Wayne's 135-foot course. So far, the very first man down the track, Wayne Sullivan's tough cookie Chevy S10 leads at 134 feet 10 inches, 2 inches shy of a full pull. But here is the current killer in the category. Wayne RAUSCH with his original bright yellow 1923 T-Roadster with supercharged Chrysler Hemi power. The next to last driver in this first round of competition. No one's made it to the finish line yet. Easing into the throttle, RAUSCH now starts to hook up. Incredible! He is right at the finish line. We'll wait for the official numbers, but it's gotta be within inches either way. And here's the number, 134 feet 11 inches. 1 inch from the 135-foot finish line. Absolutely incredible. And now, for the final driver, it's a matter of do or die. It's going to take, quite simply, a full pull to win this event. He's got to go farther than 134 feet 11 inches to win the battle. This is the flashback 1989 Chevy S10 of Chris Hough, the home state hitter from Alberton, Pennsylvania. Hough raises his hands in the cockpit, indicating to the starting line crew he is not touching any control, while they connect the machine to the 40,000-pound mountain of metal behind him. Remember, all measurements are taken from the front of the weight transfer machine, not the front of the vehicle. And right now, Hough has got to pull this sled 134 feet 11 inches or more to win the event. The wheels come up, almost to the finish line. He's right on the line. We'll have to wait for the numbers on this one, and the crowd knows it's incredibly close. He had to beat 134 feet 11 inches. Hough pulls 134 feet 11.5 inches. Absolutely one of the most incredible pulling battles we have ever witnessed.